wish that you would convey my best greetings and regards to them and thank them on behalf of our school for being so helpful for making this possible. I extend a warm welcome to all my students, all the teachers, and everyone who has made this possible and who is present here today. A special applause for Ms. Deepti, who is our MAN coordinator and who is also a teacher, an IGCSE teacher, Ms. Deepti Manuel, who has been coordinating and working very hard for turning this into a reality today. So all the best. Have a great session. Once again, we are looking forward to listening to Arav and Ananya Kamboj and Ananya Chopra. Have a great learning experience today. Thank you so much. Thank you once again to SDG Chaupal.
Thank you, ma'am. Today, we have amongst us Ms. Divya Kapoor, the Edu Ambassador of SDG Chaupal. Ma'am is currently working as headmistress in Pragyan School, Greater Noida. Areas of her expertise include developing quality interventions in the teaching learning space. Ma'am has been working significantly towards peer mentoring. She has authored several educational articles in the prestigious journals, including Teacher ACER, Brainfeed, Teacher Plus, and many more. Ma'am has also received many prestigious awards. Now I request Divya ma'am to kindly share her experiences and take us through the journey of SDG Chaupal.
Thank you so much for welcoming me. And I'd love if we could play the video that we have first before anything that I
Sure,
speak.
ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Just a minute.
More than 700 districts, 6 lakh plus villages, 17 SDG, and one goal for the year 2030 to create a better world where there is peace, protection, and prosperity for all. To achieve this goal, Niti Aayog, DAIC, Ministry of Social Justice, Government of India, Nagrik Foundation, Dainik Bhaskar, MSME, WHO, UN Habitat, Commonwealth Secretariat, ONGC, TERI, and many other stakeholders have joined and committed to come together for implementation of Sustainable Development Goal. Now, another innovative step is being taken in the same direction. SDG Chaupal. SDG Chaupal will act as a crucial connect between beneficiaries and stakeholders, which will not only create awareness of SDG goals, but also assist in achieving them by 2030. From last 1 year, Dainik Bhaskar, Uttar Pradesh and Nagrik Foundation are relentlessly working for SDG goals and empowering community. Dainik Bhaskar UP is dedicated to SDGs until 2030 and is covering all 17 SDGs daily on its front page. As a result of this commitment, SDG Chaupal is closely engaging with rural India and becoming truly a people's movement. SDG Chaupal is inspired by the dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, father of new nation, who through his movements and missions like Sankalp Se Siddhi, Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas, Jan Kalyan Se Jag Kalyan, and Plastic Free India is helping create a lead positioning for India globally on SDG movement and creating new India. To achieve these SDG goals, Government of India has initiated many schemes and plans such as Manrega to end poverty, Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana for problem of hunger in area of health, Ayushman Bharat Yojana is initiated, which is world's largest health scheme. To promote education schemes like Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan are also launched by the government. But all these schemes can only be successful in real terms when they reach every household to ordinary men and women of the country. This is where SDG Chaupal plays a crucial role, as it will mobilize, connect and inspire stakeholders for SDG action at grassroots level and ensure their participation, eventually giving results. Government of India has developed schemes in many other spheres and areas such as Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao to promote gender equality, Swachh Bharat Mission for water and sanitation, for affordable and clean energy, National Solar Mission and Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, under which LPG cylinders are made available to rural homes. In addition, for economic growth and development, there is National Skill Development Mission Scheme. SDG Chaupal will bring all multi-stakeholder partners at one platform and further empower and inspire people across the communities to enable, achieve sustainable development goals, creating an example for others to follow on international platform. SDG Chaupal is a people's initiative for a better world supported by Niti Aayog, DAIC, Ministry of Social Justice, WHO, MSME, TERI, RIS, ONGC, Commonwealth Secretariat, UN Habitat and other stakeholders. SDG Chaupal, empowering rural India, enabling SDGs. SDG Chaupal mission is to enable India to lead SDGs achievement, targeting 100% SDG literacy. Let us all join this people's movement for a better world.
Thank you so much for playing that video. And I'd like to begin my address today with thanking Principal Ma'am, Ms. Jaya, for having us here, for giving us this opportunity so that we can come and talk to all of you about the kind of work that we are all doing as a part of SDG Chaupal. Thank you so much, ma'am, for having us here today. I would also like to tell you briefly, although the video speaks for itself, but SDG Chaupal is a collective people's initiative which is supported by Niti Aayog, Ministry of Social Justice of Government of India, UN Habitat, WHO, Commonwealth Secretariat, Global Compact, TERI, RRIS, and UNICAP, just as a few stakeholders out of the 60 major people who are associated with this movement. SDG Chaupal has a mission to empower the students, the teachers, and the youth of today by spreading the awareness about SDGs so that work can be done at the grassroots level across the country, not just in the urban areas, but also in the rural areas and the villages, so that we can actually achieve SDGs by 2030. And I would like to thank our Chairman SDG Chaupal, Mr. Deepak Dwivedi, and our national convener, Mr. Sandeep Saxena, who have been the guiding forces for all of us and whose vision we are taking forward by organizing and being a part of all these initiatives that SDG Chaupal is taking up. To move ahead, I would just like to talk a little more about how SDGs can be incorporated in the curriculum. And I'd love to share my screen, so just give me a minute for that. I hope my screen is visible. If we talk about SDGs, the first thing that comes to our mind is what and why. Why should we be implementing SDGs and what these SDGs are? So I'm pretty sure that everyone across here, we are all working, even all of you students are also working towards SDGs. So we are all aware of what SDGs are. We have a set of 17 goals that we are trying to implement across our schools as a part of the different activities that we do. And how can we make it better? This is a small presentation that I would like to make about today. Before we actually move on to how we make it better, the first question that arises to all of us is, why do we actually require it? What is the point of talking about SDGs? So children, and teachers, we are a population of 1.11. We are a population of about 9 million people today, 9 billion people today, and we're increasing at the rate of 1.11% every year. And at the rate of which we are increasing, we'll soon turn into a 10 billion population. What we need around us are three important aspects. The three E's, which is the sustainable biosphere, we need the sustainable society, and we also need a sustainable economy. To be able to achieve this is something that we have to follow SDGs, and we have to be, telling people, empowering people, giving them knowledge about SDGs so that these three can be attained for the future generations to come. The next 10-year target is to be able to achieve these three important things. For that, what we actually should be doing is we all should be spreading the virtues of sustainability. We need to be thinking about how important is critical thinking, emotional balance, mental capabilities, human nature dependence. All of this is something that we need to be understanding, because all our SDGs are actually divided in these three levels only. It targets the people, the ecology, and the spirituality, all the SDGs together. But what is the epicenter of these SDGs? Why do we talk it here at the school, in the school level, in the classroom? Because according to me, education is the epicenter, the place where it all starts, the place where it all can be achieved. So how can we be doing that effectively? Any school has four major components, and I'm happy that all the four are present here today: the faculty, the students, the parents, and the community. If these four are well acquainted with the SDGs through different mediums, it is then that we will be able to achieve what we are targeting. The faculty should be using it for curriculum and teaching practices. Students should be making it a part of their interdisciplinary projects, eco-literacy, and be empathetic towards the entire process and vision of using SDGs as a part and trying to find out some plausible solutions for the problems that we are facing today. Parents need to be an important partners. They are an important stakeholder in the entire policy making that the school and the students and the faculty are doing. And finally, once all these three are together, we can organize local as well as global projects that can actually make the change, be the change that we want to see. If all this happens, it is only then that a school turns into a sustainable institution. So I think we all should be targeting at making schools sustainable institutions. For this, what should we be focusing on? We should be focusing on four important things. A holistic pedagogy. When I say holistic pedagogy, it is not just concentrating on academics or about extracurricular activities. It is also concentrating on the mindset that we need to set amongst the students. It is about realizing what problems that we are facing, looking at that critically, going in for problem-solving approaches so that some easy local level solutions can be devised first, which will then bring a transformative purpose to the education that students are having. Once that purpose sets in, students themselves will start working towards creativity and critical thinking, which are the goals, which are the skills required out of the education today. And finally, empowering them to become proactive contributors in this important journey of SDGs. So what should be our plan? Any school should be setting in a short-term as well as a long-term plan. The short-term plan is surely about creating awareness. All the stakeholders in the school should be knowing about the SDGs and how they can be incorporated at different levels. For this, we can have teacher trainings, student seminars like the one we are having today, and sessions for parent community as well. However, the long-term program should be based on integration. Once the awareness has been created, which all of us are already doing, it is important that SDGs are integrated at three important levels: the level of formal integration, non-formal integration, and informal integration. I'll quickly take another 2-3 minutes before I finish my presentation. When I talk about these three, the three terms are very, very similar to each other. So it is important to understand what do we mean by all these three. When I talk about formal, I'm talking about the learning that happens in the structured manner as a part of the curriculum in the classroom. So that is the formal integration. When we look at the lesson plans, the co-curricular, the subject enrichment activities, whatever is an embedded part of our curriculum. When we look at the non-formal part, we're looking at non-formal learning, which is community-based learning, where we organize community-based programs. And informal learning or informal integration is where we are looking at the co-curricular activities, which are also an essential part of our curriculum. So we need to spread the integration across all these levels so that properly SDGs can be incorporated as a part of our curriculum. These are just a few areas that I have jotted down under each of the categories that can be used to incorporate SDGs into our classrooms. In case of formal integration, we can look at lesson plans, instructional strategies, subject-based activities. In case of informal, we can look at assemblies, house activities, or intra-class or intra-school or inter-school activities. Even annual events like annual exhibitions can be organized. Non-formal integrations include the value education clubs, building international learning communities, and taking up local as well as global projects, actually collaborating with schools across India as well as across the world. Let me just show you a quick glimpse of some of the activities that some schools across India are doing under the different categories, under the different integrations. So here you see these are some examples of formal integration, how different activities are being taken up. I will just go through these very, very quickly. I'm sure you are also doing a lot of these as a part of your school curriculum. So these are a few posters, the drives run by schools where they're talking about how water is important in our lives, how wildlife can be saved. In case of informal integration, this is the kind of annual exhibitions or annual events that can be organized on large scales, where even the parents and members of the community can be called out to look and see not just the problem areas, but also the solutions that we can provide for curbing these set of problems. So this is an exhibition that was on water conservation, a set of assemblies that can be used to be explaining the different SDGs and the motto behind them to the students, to the parents, and to the community. Some inter-school or intra-school activities that can be taken up in terms of explaining. So here you can see a very nice example of how responsible consumption is used. So reusing material to be designing clothes or designing other things around. Next is, like I said, community-based interaction. So here is a zero hunger drive that is being run by a school, and how children are going to the school and serving the community. So this particular school also looked at cooking the food in the school itself. So it was cooked in the school and then children themselves served it to the community. No plastic campaigns can be run. Safety on roads can be taken up in class in different ways, making bookmarks, making badges, doing mime acts. All this can be a part of the events that can be taken up in the school. Community cycling events can be organized as a part of Good Health and Wellbeing SDG 3. A great way to have fun and spread the awareness, where the parents can also be called in along with the staff and the students to be a part of such events. Anti-cracker campaigns during the Diwali time, which obviously helps us reduce pollution, contributing towards the climate action SDG 13. Blood donation camps that can also be run so that we spread the message of coming forward and empathizing and contributing to the community. Value education programs like I've been talking about. All these can be small examples. These are just small examples and many, many more that can be portrayed so that SDGs can be an important part of our curriculum. All these helps us build in certain core competencies amongst our students, which include envisioning, critical thinking and reflection, systematic thinking, building partnerships, and partnership in decision making. This helps our students become inventors, innovators, torchbearers, and most of all, empathetic humans, the ones who are going to take the torch forward and bring a change in the world to come. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. I would like to rest my presentation here and hand over back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Divya.
Thank you, Divya ma'am, for informing us more about SDG Chaupal. Moving forward, we are heading towards the most awaited part of the session. It is time to introduce you all to the change makers, the student ambassadors of SDG Chaupal. We have amongst us Master RF Seth, Miss Ananya Chopra, and Miss Ananya Kamboj. We welcome you all. We would now like to invite Miss Ananya Chopra. Miss Ananya Chopra is a 12-year-old student and a self-published author of the book Save Our Planet, which is also available on Amazon. She is the Chief Kids Officer of SDGs for Children, a non-profit organization founded by her brother Ayush Chopra. She is the Youth Ambassador of Ariel Foundation Internationals at the United Nations. Over to you, Ms. Ananya.
Hello everyone, I'm Ananya Chopra, also known as Wonder Ananya on digital platforms. Today I'm going to tell everyone about my SDG journey by a quick presentation. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, it's visible.
I am a grade 8 student and currently living in Canada. I am passionate about working for the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, that are SDGs. I started my journey with SDGs at Ratna International School when I was in grade 5. Studies became interesting when my teachers started including SDGs in every subject, even the homework. I did my first campaign in my school in year 2017 on SDG 10, that is Reduced Inequalities, on the International Day of People with Disabilities. It was a disability awareness campaign for students of grade 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The purpose of our campaign was to make students realize the need for including the specially abled people into the society. I told the students to pick up a pencil with their elbows and draw anything. Then I told them to cover their eyes and draw a house without cheating or looking, and many more activities like this. Through this project, children developed empathy towards specially abled kids and realized about the great difficulties they face. Since then, I'm learning and advocating about SDGs to many other students across the globe. This was my poster, and it says it's okay to have wheels. I have authored and published a travel book called Save Our Planet. I finished writing and publishing my first book in just 15 days during my summer vacations. It was a really new journey for me, and I enjoyed it a lot. The book is now available on the Amazon. My next book, which is Know Your Rights or Have No Rights, is about to come soon. I love to play squash. I believe that sport is a powerful educational tool to achieve sustainable development. We learn teamwork, discipline, and practice good health techniques. I have won gold medal, a gold trophy, silver medal, and a cash prize of rupees 5,000. My rank in Ontario, Canada, squash is ninth under 13. According to me, boys and girls should get equal opportunity to play. I think that children with different abilities should also get a fair chance to play different sports and show their skills. Join the journey of SDGs with me. Now, let me share a video that shows how you can inspire even small kids through your journey. Let me just share my screen.
Hello everyone, my name is Naira Malhotra. I follow SDG goals. I want to save this earth. I tell everyone about sports and health. I want to promote healthy lifestyle. That is SDG goals me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Shreya Jain and I'm in grade 6 in Australia. Ananya had influenced me to help the world reach the 17 goals by 2030. I've been talking to my friends and raising my voice to the Environmental Committee and Club 17 found by my sister at our school to help promote the SDGs.
Hello everyone, my name is Naira Arora. I'm student of Ratna International School, Delhi, India. Since I'm child, my teachers told me about SDG and the journey of Sir Ayush and Vandarananya. I'm inspired for SDG stories. I am motivated to work. Thank you. I would like to share one thing. When I came to know about Ayush Chopra and Ananya Chopra, I am so inspired by them. They work for SDGs and we are from same school, Alcon International. If they can, I can. We are earth savers. We save the world. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Ananya, for taking us to the journey of your experiences. And a big thank you for joining us from Canada, even though it's very late there. Sorry once again for keeping you up. Now I'd like to invite Ms. Janvi Gandhi to share her experience on one of the practices that our school follows in achieving the Sustainable Development Goal number 4. Janvi Gandhi is a grade 7 student who is a part of this very important project and is associated with it. Over to you, Ms. Janvi Gandhi.
Namaste, my name is Janvi Gandhi and I'm from Ratna International School. Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, you're audible.
Our school launched a project called Knowledge on Wheels for the children of Jhamjarpada, a tribal village, on the glorious World Students' Day, celebrated in honor of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, with a hope to bring hope and light in the lives of those wonderful children through this humble initiative. Our students, along with our teachers, visit Jhamjarpada every week and contribute to the cause by using a mobile library with books, comics suitable for children of all age groups, educational games and toys, science equipments, stationery, snacks, etc. Students go there, help children read some books, some storybooks, or read some stories for them, perform basic science experiments with them, do drama, some art activities, etc. In this, we both parties learn a lot from each other. This is an excellent and a very visionary initiative taken by my school. I feel privileged to be a part of this initiative, which also adds a contribution towards SDG 4, that is, quality education. Education plays a very important role as it prepares us for our lives. Education also is the future of the world. But why? Education is so important because it teaches us the right and the wrong. We need to know how to differentiate between the right and the wrong, and this is what education teaches us. If every child is educated in the world will definitely become the best place to live in, and we are doing a bit towards it. And I'm sure my school will soon reach towards another level where we work with many more underprivileged children and contribute their lives through education. Also, it teaches us important life skills like collaboration and communication. Today, all of you here, I would like to give a message which is don't wait to start big. Take a step and start small, but start. Thank you. And thank you, SDG Chaupal, for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Janvi. Now I'd like to invite Master Arav Seth. Master Arav Seth is a 12-year-old student. He is a climate activist and a blogger. He is passionate to increase green space by planting trees every weekend, and he has planted more than 3,000 trees. His motto is each one, teach one to plant one. This change maker has brought a change in the society of gifting plants on special occasions. People have started to follow his suit. He is also the child ambassador of SDG Chaupal and ambassador of SDGs for children.
Thank you for giving a brief introduction about me. Let me share my screen.
Welcome, Arav.
I hope you can all see that. Thank you, ma'am. I hope you can all see that.
Yes, Arav.
Okay, thank you. Hi, friends. I'm Arav Seth, a 12-year-old student of class 7 from Delhi NCR. I'm an ordinary kid with an extraordinary vision to save our environment. I have made a mission of saving the earth for my future generations to come by planting more and more trees and avoid using plastic. I'm also the child ambassador of SDG Chaupal and ambassador of SDGs for children. I think enough is said than done for saving the environment. Now is the time to take action to ensure clean air and clean water for my and future generations to come. It is possible only when each one teach one to plant one. The SDG goals for which I work for are SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, which focuses on ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Goal 13, climate action, empowers us to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Goal 15, life on land, urges us to protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. In the age of internet, I'm using the medium of social media for promoting awareness about the pressing issues of environment through my various blogs, like destruction of a beautiful planet, trees are our best friends, let me bloom, which is on gender equality, and so on. I use my YouTube channel Unearth to express my views and aware people about hot topics like Save Amazon, female infanticide, new education policy 2020, etc. My compassion for trees drives me to plant more and more trees on every weekend. For me, it is not only about planting trees, but also water them regularly and clean the trash from the plantation area. I, along with my team, have planted more than 3,000 trees in Delhi NCR in 2019, like the largest filthy dump landfill at Gazipur, banks of Yamuna and Indian rivers. I made a rule in my life to give plants on the birthdays of my friends. And I also motivate my parents too to give plants on their relatives' birthdays and anniversaries. Till date, I have distributed more than 2,500 plants. Inspired by this thoughtful gesture, many of my friends have started gifting plants as return gifts on their birthdays and to their relatives on special occasions. I have also contributed in the Clean Yamuna Drive and Clean Hindon Drive in Delhi and Ghaziabad respectively. Being a young environmentalist, I aspire and inspire many individuals to change their mindset by taking baby steps to contribute towards the well-being of our Mother Earth. Creating awareness is the key to educate people around us. I, along with my team, stood at a metro station holding placards to promote an eco-friendly Diwali. I also started a campaign known as Ring the Bell, wherein I went door to door holding placards to urge my neighbor for celebrating a pollution-free Diwali. Hearing about my work, 94.3 Radio 1 invited me to a blogging drive at Sanjay in Delhi. I also attended the first Delhi Urban NGO workshop organized by United States Forest Service International Program. I was the youngest environmentalist in this workshop out of 7 NGOs and groups. Let me introduce you to my SDG buddies, Devansh and Rudra, who are working hard to accomplish SDGs even in these tough times of coronavirus. Let us see that how my SDG buddies are working on their SDG goals.
Not able to hear.
You cannot able to hear.
We can hear now, Arav.
Yes.
Can you hear it?
Yes,
Can you
Arav.
hear the video? Can you hear the video?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so let me share the screen once again. I think it might be a technical glitch. Just a minute. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, I'm just sharing it.
Still not able to hear.
Okay, I'll just move on to the next slide then. Yeah. If we are to achieve all of the sustainable development goals, more needs to be done. These wise words were said by Oscar Olik Ice. It's now or never. If we need to achieve SDGs, it's up to us that whether we have to save ourselves or put us in a calamity. SDGs are full of learnings about life, community, and and other global issues. The sooner we start this learning, the better we will become in life. Through SDGs, I got an opportunity to be a part of first Youth Chopal in June this year, where I echoed my voice about the fact that human rights and SDGs are the two sides of the same coin. The world is not like the place that it was a few decades ago. It's responsibility of all of us, especially the youth, to pave the way to such a world where people and nature will live in harmony alongside with constant growth in terms of technology and economy. But the medium to create such a future are the goals known as the SDGs. Thank you everyone for hearing me out.
Thank you, Arav. Your work has inspired me, and I'm sure it has also inspired my dear fellow mates. Now, I would like to speak about a very important project that I myself am a part of, and that is Nurture the Nature Project. Nurture the Nature Project is dedicated towards SDG number 13, climate change. Under this project, many environmental initiatives are taken up by this Eco-Minion Club of the school. First is the gifting of composters. One of the major projects taken up is gifting of composters to three temples in Mira Bhayandar region. Some students and staff, along with the respected principal ma'am, visited the temples to explain the process of composting and what has to be done. The temples collect all their floral waste in the composter and it is then converted to compost, which is then packed and sold at minimum cost. The amount collected is used for charity purposes. Floral waste collection. Our scouts and guides of grade 5 to 7 collected 60 kg floral waste during Navratri from nearby villages. The waste is being converted into compost using the composter managed by the students in the school. E-waste collection. Students of RRIS are agents of e-incarnation. We collect e-waste and send it for recycling. By this project, we have become responsible e-smart citizens. I would also like to throw some light upon the dense forest project initiated by our school. We at RRIS have planted a forest with 1200 trees in a 200 square feet area. We use the Akira Miyawaki technique. Miyawaki is a technique pioneered by the Japanese botanist Akira Miyawaki that helps us build dense native forests. The approach is supposed to ensure that plant growth is 10 times faster and the resulting plantation is 30 times denser than usual. It involves planting dozens of native species in the same area and becomes maintenance free after the first 3 years. We had 30 non-educational organizations and students and staff from 20 different schools and colleges. We also had our alumni of RRIS and the Jhamjarpala village team. We had some parent and student volunteers as well. We handed over some seed balls to all the people who are so that the drive continues and spreads all over. Now, I would like to invite Miss Ananya Kamboj. Miss Ananya Kamboj, a 15-year-old girl from India, is a global citizen. She happens to be an ambassador of football, peace, SDGs, and youth empowerment. For the last 3 years, she has been selected to represent India as a young journalist at the Global Football for Friendship social program. In 2018, she was invited to Moscow as a special guest at the world premiere of the book, My Journey from Mohali to St. Petersburg, an anthology of 21 stories. Over to you, Miss Ananya.
Thank you, Aryan. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ananya Kamboj, and I am a young ambassador of SDG Chaupal and SDGs for Children. I was born and raised in Chandigarh. I have grown up in a joint family, so I understand that it's the biggest pillar of love, strength, and support. I have been playing football and basketball in my school and club teams since childhood. For the last 3 years, I am selected to represent India as a young journalist at the Global Football for Friendship social program. Football for Friendship is an annual international children's social program that unites children of different nationalities, different genders, and different physical abilities. Now, I am going to brief you all about two of the nine human fundamental values. The first one is respect, and the second is friendship. Respect. Respect is the key to sports and a life. The sports environment is a great place to grow and establish respect. While involved in sports, young ones will learn the importance of respecting their teammates, coaches, opponents, and spectators. Friendship. Sports are a great way to form friendship bond. As a player, you spend countless hours on a practice field or in a game situations, and you share those experiences with only a handful of people, and that is your teammates. You sweat together, fight with each other, compete for positions and playing time against one another, and sometimes hate your coach together for what they have put you through. If anyone is interested to read more about these values, do read them about in my book. This is my book and it is available on Amazon. So, I am learning a lot about myself during the training sessions in India, but also I am learning quickly a few important life skills as well. I found that as often as not, while the coaches showed the kids how to shoot a basket, throw a strike, or hit a football, they were also indirectly sending a message to treat them girls as regard inferior to boys. In an attempt to motivate the team's performance, I often hear coaches hold the statements like, "This is a war. Let's go out and kill the other team. Man up. You're playing like a girl." For many people, playing like a girl and much nastier variations means being inferior, being too slow, being clumsy, being too weak, striking out, dropping a catch, and missing a tackle. Sports in general has often been a landing site for hyper-masculinized ideals, but there's a growing recognition that cultivating these kinds of performance-based values contributes to societal norms relating to violence against women. I get offended when I hear comments that girls cannot make it to the top of the ladder. Attaining gender balance will require encouraging women's leadership, holding leading positions in business, participation in politics, and sports. Each one of you can make a contribution by empowering your daughters, sisters, and other girls in your family and community. As a passionate advocate for women empowerment and gender equality, it is my mission to help women in sports realize their potential and overcome the gender barriers. This motivated me to take a pledge to make the world a better, fairer, and safer place for women and decided to work for the empowerment of girls. I am here to serve for a cause, and that is to celebrate the women empowerment and gender equality by sharing my story, supporting my colleagues to do the same, and thanking SDG Chaupal for supporting young leaders. I believe that education, sports, and childhood leadership development do go hand in hand. My journey has brought self awareness in me, and now I'm able to answer the three important questions of self awareness that are who I am, what I am capable of, and what I want. I wish to take the spirit of hope, togetherness, and inspiration to millions of children across India and South Asia and make this world a better place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Ananya. Your words and your journey is very inspiring and motivating. Now, I would like to take you all to a small insight on the projects that our school has implemented to reach other SDGs over the years. Programs like Kushi Ki Almari, Kushi Ki Diwar, Kushi Utsav, Joy of Sharing, and Kushi Bazaar all take the first SDG of no poverty. We use these programs to share and donate useful things to people in need of them. Third, the program's Roti Bank and measles and rubella vaccination checklist the second and third of SDGs, which are zero hunger and good health and well-being. The Knowledge on Wheels program and the Dignity Project has covered quality education and gender equality. The Janjarpada Village Project helps secure the ninth SDG of industry, innovation and infrastructure. Some projects like Jal Shakti Abhiyan, use of solar panels as a source of energy, and beach cleanup are focused on clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, and life below water and life on land respectively. All these goals are somewhat or the other contributed to by the introduction to MUN conferences and having school assemblies based on different themes as it enhances the knowledge of a student on different topics. To get the details of these projects, you can visit our official school website and official Facebook page, that is Ratna International School official. You will get the information of these projects and many other projects that we undertake.
Thank you, Jairam, for taking us through the journey of the projects that we students of Ram Ratna are a part of. As you were taking us through these projects, everything flashed in my mind afresh. I'm really missing going to school. Hope and pray for good times to come back. So now, friends, we are open to questions. So, if you wish to ask any questions to our guest, please write your name in the chat box. We will call out your name and then you can unmute yourself and ask. You can also write your questions in the chat box. We will read it out for you.
Yeah, Aryan, I would like you to call up Arav because he would like to share the video which was not working earlier. And I would also like to thank and appreciate all these inspiring personalities amongst us today. Arav, Aranya Kamboj, and Ananya Chopra. It was really very inspiring to hear you, and it gives us hope and complete faith that the young generation is there to bring the right changes. May God bless you. I wish you all the very best. I wish all the best to the SDG Chaupal, Divya ma'am, and people along with her who are taking such great missions forward. I would have to join another event of our school. I would be leaving this meeting here, but it has been very, very, very inspiring to be with all of you today. Great job by RRIS, great job by SDG Chaupal. We wish to continue with our association for the future. It just doesn't end here, it just starts from today here. All the best. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Once again, thanks to Miss Kapoor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. See you again.
Now I would like to invite Master Arif Seth to present two videos. Arif, actually you are not audible. Could you please check your mic?
Now am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, just yeah. So just
I can't hear it.
Try sharing a Chrome tab.
Voice not audible.
Try sharing a Chrome tab.
might be any glitch in the.
Arif, it's not audible.
Yeah, I know that's not audible. So I think there might be a glitch in the Sharing screen. Yeah, so
Arav, actually, when you go to the present screen option, you can choose the Chrome tab and then you can click on the tab which has the video.
okay, I'll try that. Just a minute. Yeah, so yeah.
Hi, I'm Dimash of class 7th A, Ratna Global School. Today I want to share my introduction to SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. I was inspired by my friend Ara and as well as my father. My father promoted me to choose the SDGs. He told me that the SDGs are the blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. And also my friend Arav is working very hard for the SDGs. I also attend many events of SDGs like SDG or a Ray of Hope. Then I learned much about SDGs. That the SDGs set in 2015 by the United Nations General Assembly and intended to be achieved by the year 2030. I have chosen the goal 30, the climate change, and the goal 15, the life on the land, and the goal 14, the life below the border. I request you all to take part and support SDGs for a better future. Thank you.
Aryan, you can continue. I finished.
Anybody who wishes to ask a question, please put your name in the chat box or you can put your question. Okay, I have a question for Arav. Um, Arav, any difficulties you faced? What were the hardships while you were trying to promote all of these things and while you were trying to associate with different people? Any hardships you faced and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so like there were not many hardships regarding wearing people about these goals and even uh, and how they should work for them. But sometimes, like they they just asked me about that what is the importance of these things, and I go, will they even help us in the future? So yeah, so it was a lot of work for me, and I needed to share that how these goals were made from the beginning to this date, that what is the progress of these goals, which what are the names of those goals, what are the targets of those goals. Yeah, so there were certain hardships, but not like it was not very difficult.
I have a question For Miss Ananya Chopra.
Yeah, go ahead.
How did you manage to complete a book under 15 days?
So it's like a travel book. It only has activities. So I found an app where you can create some activities really quickly, and then I added the activities in the Canva app, and then basically I made a book. Yeah, and then I published it.
Okay. Okay.
Miss Ananya Kamboj, could you please show the cover page of your book?
Yes, sure. Is it visible?
Yes. Thank you.
There are no more questions. We can go ahead.
Okay. We don't have any questions.
Okay. So a less formal approach to mindfulness can also help us stay in the present and fully participate in our lives. RRIS strongly believes in shaping our students in being sensitive and sensible individuals who are aware and compassionate towards people around them and consciously mindful about their own actions. We strongly believe that these practices will help in creating global citizens who would make the world a better place to live for everyone. I would like to sincerely thank all the dignitaries from SDG Chaupal and student ambassadors of SDG Chaupal, Master R.R. Seth, Miss Ananya Chopra, and Miss Ananya Kamboj for sparing time from the busy schedule and accepting our invite. Thank you all for being so patient and listening to us.
Thank you all for listening. Without your support and presence, this wouldn't have been successful. Hope to see you all in the next conference. Thank you. Stay safe and have a nice week ahead.
I think Janvi Gandhi has a question.
Yes,
My
Jan.
how did you reach? How did you connect to SDG Chaupal?
Yeah, so so basically, how I connected to SDG Chaupal, actually, they approached to me through the medium of Twitter. They saw my work. I used to post my work on Twitter, so they saw my work and they connected to me and they asked me to share more about me. And from there, I got connected to SDG Chaupal.
Thank you, Arav. So I
And
would just like to add here, children, that we are looking for more of youth ambassadors, children ambassadors, and if you come up to us with all your good work, if you could project your work to us, we would love to have you on board as child ambassadors with us. So for that, you will have to share all the good work that you're doing and we'll provide your school with the details and you can approach us through them.
Thank you, everyone. Now, now it's time to say goodbye to all of you. It
Thank
is
you, Aryan.
okay.
Thank you, everyone. You've all been I think all of you have been patient listeners and lovely audiences. And thank you, Ananya and Arav and Ananya, for sparing your time and being here with all of us today. Thank you, Dipti ma'am, for organizing such a wonderful show. It was a great event. We'd love to collaborate further also.
So I would also like to thank each one of you for attending this session and being part of it. On behalf of our school, Ratna International School, and the entire fraternity, I extend a very heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, to Divya ma'am, to the children of SDG Chaupal and RRIS. Thank you for joining this session. I'm sure we are going to go ahead with lot many sessions and stay safe. Take care all. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.